fake boobs.
Oh,
like I got my boobs done.
Yeah.
And I think I did it for me. I'm still going back. I did it a year
still
ago.
out, but
like I do get comments that are like, you have fake, like you're just a, I don't even, oh my God, my ex-boyfriend, I'm not to get into that, but like he would, anytime he was like really mad at me, he'd be like, oh yeah, then why do you have fake tits? And can I say tits?
Yeah.
Why do you have fake tits? And like, you've gotten Botox before, you have your lips done and all of that. And I was like, I don't know why I do that.
We're talking about you not having a job. Why did my aesthetic stuff come into play?
Because he thinks that like I did it for male validation. Like he really believes that. But I don't think
believe
so.
that?
No, I love my boobs.
Yeah.
Like every time I take my shirt off, I get excited. Like I like that.
They're
fired
like
up. Awesome. Like,
they do. I'm sure they do.
I know, but oh my God, he like threw me back a little bit. Now I'm like, and then in our relationship, he was like super controlling.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, let's pause it here.
Now that I'm in my
First of all, it seems to me like there's an encouragement of like this type of crazy plastic surgery. This stuff's not healthy, y'all. Like boob jobs, I don't care. I'm sorry if you're in the chat and you're a plastic surgeon and make your money that way, but it's not healthy for women to be putting foreign objects in their body. And there's a whole host of autoimmune conditions that are now being linked back to that. This Botox stuff that people do like it's routine is also not healthy. It's not. Look, seriously, y'all have to get used to reading the fine print. The lip inject, it's all garbage, right? And it's all oftentimes done because women feel insecure about themselves because they're having to compete against other women. And this is about a game of competing with other women oftentimes. It's not just about doing stuff for men. Of course, there's that component to it because you're competing with other women for men. But even if it was like you remove the men for a while, it would be like, well, look what she did. I want to be the hotter one in the room. Women do a lot of that competitive stuff. That's very, very toxic. Very, very toxic. So she's talking about here how she did it for herself. How many of you in the chat believe that she bought those boobs for herself? Oh, look, no hands. Deli's like, how do you see that? Because Deli, I have x-ray vision. I didn't share that with you because I thought it would make you uncomfortable being you're in the room with me, but I do. You don't do that stuff. Listen, I'm not saying that you can't do things and you look in the mirror and feel better about yourself. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but you are doing that because you're out there in the world. If it was just for you, then you wouldn't be dressing the way you're dressing on your Instagram, drawing attention to yourself. She actually goes on her Instagram, like I said, and on the top of the page, it says something like, this is for the girls, not the guys. Sure, honey. No, it's not. Just own it. Just own why you're doing it. You want to get those men sliding into your DMs. What's funny about this is that later in the show, she talks about how she uses these attributes now to get male attention, particularly attention from men who have a lot of money, who are, star athletes and all this stuff. So of course you're doing this stuff to get attention from men. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous that we even have to have this conversation. Of course you are. And by the way, I don't care that you're doing it. It's your body. You're entitled to do what you want, but you're not entitled to say that it's healthy because it's not without me checking you anyway. And you're not entitled to lie and say you're doing it for yourself because you're not. You're not. I'm not saying you don't like yourself better that way, but you did that for male attention. You did that for female attention. You did that to feel like you're at the top of your game. You did that because you had some type of insecurity going on when you looked in the mirror that now you feel better about. End of story. And by the way, she goes on to say that her boyfriend didn't want her to do it, which probably caused a lot of tension in the relationship. And good on him, by the way, for trying to keep her from doing something toxic to her body because she wanted attention from other men. By the way, just think about that for a second, too. You have a boyfriend. You're a female. You have a boyfriend. And you're like, oh, I want to get a boob job. I want to get a boob job. First of all, the guy's already there, right? He's there for you, for who you are, what you bring to the table. And you're saying, oh, I want to do this. I want to get a boob job, this, that. And he's sitting there saying, I don't want you to do that. Like, I don't want you to do that. Maybe he thinks it's toxic. Maybe he doesn't want something fake in your body. Maybe he just loves you the way you are. And you're saying, no, I got to do it. So you're doing it to get attention from other men when you've got a guy there. What kind of message does that send him about what kind of priority his feelings are? So you don't care what your own man thinks about your body and your decisions, but you care about receiving that attention from the outside male community. That's nasty. That's nasty. Red flag, guys. She starts doing that, red flag. Oh, but Jed, she should be able to do what she wants for herself. Sure. But you're going to find out in a second that it wasn't for herself because she's going to be her own leak, as they say. Okay, let's go to 1839.
Awakening like anger phase. I'm like, why did I let him? Like, I couldn't post anything like that was too revealing, really. Or else it would be a huge, huge fight.
Really?
And that was like a big problem in our relationship because I love posting boob pic. I bought my boobs. I'm gonna post my boobs.
I got to make that money back somehow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. But like, yeah, anyway, we broke up in June, thank God. But yeah, I'm like unlearning everything that because I was like so careful about like being
certain
too hot
things.
on like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's also, other than
let's
it's tied
stop
to
that.
his.
Do you get a sense that Drew can't stand this girl deeply? Like underneath it all, I feel like she's just like, why did I invite her on? What is going on here? I mean, because I just feel like Drew Afalo would naturally be inclined to not be a fan of this type of individual. I don't know. I bought my boobs. It's just, I don't know. I think there's something underlying there that she's just like, maybe I should have got a different guest. What was I thinking? Producers, you're fired. Something's going on there is all I'm saying. That's detectable by the camera. The camera never lies. Believe me. So again, she says that she's mad. She's upset that the boyfriend said to her, "Oh, you can't. You got the boobs. Okay, why are you posting all these pictures online of yourself?" And she's like, "Well, I don't understand why he didn't want." Well, because he doesn't want his girlfriend half naked all over the internet. Also, honey, you just told him that you didn't get the boobs for yourself. You didn't purchase that breast enhancement surgery for yourself if all you're worried about is taking pictures of the breast enhancement surgery and putting it all over the internet for everybody to see. Are you so brain dead you can't put 2 and 2 and add and have them equal 4? I mean, come on. Your boyfriend is sitting there. He's not a dummy. He's like, well, first I asked her not to get the boob job. She insisted on getting it, and now she's telling me that she wants to post pictures of her boobs all over the internet. If you were doing it for yourself and your man, you'd be walking around your house like that. You'd be doing stuff around the house like that. Maybe walk around naked around the house, do whatever you want. But then when it came to the public, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be about that. No, of course, because it was about that the whole time. She wasn't happy with that guy. He was a backup, and she was looking for fresh meat is what was going on in that situation. End of story. End of story. And it's not odd. By the way, guys, don't feel bad. Message for the guys. We'll get to the chat at the end of this part. Don't feel bad about asking your girl, your woman, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I love when they put it on the middle of a sentence, and I'm like, what was I saying? I'm going to have to get Andres Deli. You're right. Andres might be a tool of the matrix. Ha ha. We love you, Andres. But bottom line is, what was I saying? Wow, I really got distracted. See what y'all do to me? I don't even remember. And Deli's not paying attention to me. He's sitting here. He's like, what are you saying? Bottom line is, guys, you shouldn't feel bad about asking your woman, hey, listen, can you not put all these half-naked pictures up on the internet? It's weird for me. Number one, if you have to ask her not to do that, you got a problem situation going on. You got a woman that's attention seeking from other men. You got a woman her DMs are probably filled with stuff that you wouldn't want to be there. You got a woman that's operating on WhatsApp probably and deleting those messages. You got a woman who's, got some text coming in and then delete before you can see him. You got a woman that's going to be afraid for you to look at her phone. All that or some components of that is going on in your situation. You got a red flag girl. Regardless, you shouldn't feel bad about saying it. If it does come to that, you should be able to just, be with somebody who doesn't feel the need to constantly parade like that. My favorite is when they're married, when you got a wife and she's like, all like, ah. Have some self-respect and have some respect for their marriage and the situation, okay? And by the way, people say, oh, but guys are always different when you're out with them. When you go out, well, it's different. If you go out with them and you're out with your boyfriend and you get all dolled up and he's on your arm, he's there for the experience. Other guys know that you're part of a couple. You're not out there to get attention from men. If you're walking in and you're holding your hand, holding the hand of your man, of course, it is different than you just sitting on Instagram. There's no pictures of the boyfriend in sight typically, and it's you half naked all over the internet constantly on a repeated basis. You can't see the difference between those two situations? Has the feminism gone to your head and just led to some type of brain disintegration? If you like the short clip and want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one on Connect, you're going to click right here. Let's get to talking.